Many know Laing as one of the top STEM middle schools in the country, but Laing has a long, rich history that dates back to right after the Civil War. It's the first accredited school to educate freed slaves in South Carolina. Graduates of Laing continue to work to honor history and nurture a living legacy.
Over 100 years creating the root of the STEM. You know, we have so many branches now from this root. The root of Laing School.
Laing has a long, rich history. Pearl Askew is president of the Laing School Association and a member of Laing High School's last graduating class.
When you're talking about the history of education in South Carolina, especially here east of the Cooper in Mount Pleasant, this story needs to be told.
In the aftermath of the Civil War, the school was founded in 1866 by Cornelia Hancock, a Quaker and a Union Army nurse. She started the school in a church in Mount Pleasant's old village for freed slaves.
Laing was not always called Laing School. It was initially called the School for Negroes. And then later on during the years, the school was named for Henry M. Laing. But it's such a rich history.
From 1866 to 1970, the segregated Laing had 10 principals. Laing evolved over the years and eventually became a high school on Highway 17 in the 6 Mile community in 1953. The high school was closed in 1970 after the desegregation of Charleston County schools. After years of hard work, recently the association erected and unveiled an historical marker at the former school's site. A Home Depot now sits on the land. The arch of the old school was preserved and is now at the store's entrance.
The class of 1955, the greatest class that ever existed.
Dorothy E. Flood, the Laing School Association's historian, was instrumental in the effort to preserve Laing's history.
Because of the significance of its history, where it started over 150 years ago, and it was started to educate the recently freed slaves and to give them a chance to become a significant and operating part of the community.
Flood says the marker symbolizes respect.
It means that we as a people would be respected, that we have contributed to this country, to this city.
Plans are also in the works for a memorial court which will honor students who integrated Moultrie High School in 1965. Wando High School students developed the conceptual plan. The court will surround this memorial tree.
The memorial tree represents the Brown versus Board of Education, the 50th anniversary. It was planted at the original high school, Laing High School, Laing Middle School site. But when the Home Depot purchased the property, it was moved from that location at the old Laing and placed here in the easement area.
What is your hope when people come into this area and they see the historical marker in the memorial court? What is your hope that they take away from that experience?
I hope that they think of the legacy that was left, that the people who contributed to this area, they would be known, their names would be recognized, that they have done something in their lives and they need to pass it on to the younger people who are coming along.
LSA is also creating a Laing School Endowment Fund for student scholarships.
It means that it's the middle of a journey. It's not the end. We could pass the torch on, as I said, to the middle schoolers, and they could take it on to an everlasting journey. It's not the end. History is a past, it's a legacy. Laing is a living legacy.
There is also a plaque in front of the Home Depot store honoring veterans. Laing became Charleston County's first school to accept veterans completing their high school education.